Hey, Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020. This is All-Rounder episode
Some team
number
managers
42.
mustn't appreciate the fact that there is a breakaway, given that the pack has increased its speed.
We're at the Tour de Wallonie. It's stage number 4 of 5, and we are the KOM leader. And we're out to try to secure that jersey today. Unfortunately, my main competitor just tried to escape from the pack. So far, though, not successful on that. The guy that's with me, Van Uden, no threat. No points. Guess I still want to get maximum points because I want to seal it up. There are still 40 points available tomorrow, and one of my top competitors is now in this group. That's Chino.
The peloton has significantly increased its speed.
Chino sits 4th overall and has 44 points to my 98, so we have a 54-point gap between the two of us. If that stays at or above 40 at the end of the day, and I'm able to open that gap on the 2nd and 3rd place riders,
there's a breakaway.
then I'll be set. Imhoff is that 3rd place rider. He's trying to get off the front at the moment. We're out to a minute 35, so if we can get just that little bit more, then this could be it for the day.
It's in such percentages that the strongest can create some gaps.
2K to go. He might attack here quite soon. Previous stages, they've been attacking at about 1.8. Alright, let's go ahead and go. He's a little caught in there right now. It's going to flatten out over the top as well.
There's an attack in the group at the front.
Down to 3 riders. Okay, come back at him, come back at him. There we go, got it. Alright, so we beat Chino on that one.
The lead rider is now more than 2 minutes ahead of the peloton.
To come back. Start contributing. 3-man group. 3.5 minute break. This is definitely the breakaway of the day. And with DePorter and Imhoff not getting in, Chino's still a minor threat, but I'm 56 points ahead of him. So we are closing in on this KOM jersey, and I might be able to just kind of cruise through the final stage.
The pack really doesn't look interested in following the breakaway. Things have slowed right down.
40 points ahead at the end of this stage. And that's looking quite likely at this point. Chino, the only one really contesting the jersey. And I'm well ahead of him at this point. He could take first over the top. If I take second, he's not going to close enough. Might need to take one of them. Let's see. Only a 4-point difference. So he could gain 12 points, 14 points along the way. I wasn't too interested in the points classification any longer. We are a bit out of reach. We're down in 10th place, but if none of these guys are going to contest it, I might as well. With ridiculously little effort, jump back to 5th place. And actually just 5 points off the top, so it's still quite close. Gap's 4 minutes. And we've got a nice little break until we get into the next bit of action. So let's speed things up and move on ahead. Close one here with Chino. And I'll beat him out. Beat him out. We got it. That's going to just about seal it. We need to keep an eye on where we're at, point differential wise. 124. 60 points ahead of Chino. 60. Okay, so he can gain up to 20 points on me over this stage.
The pack is increasing its work rate.
We'll still
Some teams
secure.
can't be happy with the breakaway.
This climb's going to be a little bit harder. I'm more content with him maybe taking this one and myself just going over second.
They really are moving. The pack can't get strung out too far, or it's going to start breaking up. Another attack in the leading group. There's a breakaway in the leading group.
Okay, got it. Got it anyway. Should be 64 points now. And it is 64 points. Chinu into second place in the classification, but at 64 points ahead. It's not quite wrapped up because we have 40 on that next stage. That's 66. All I need is 3 points, which is just about guaranteed here.
Somebody's taking a tumble in the main bunch.
KOM nearly mine. Last climb that we need to really bother with.
This climb is feared by many riders. The percentages are very high. Their front group is disorganized, and some riders are exploiting this opportunity to attack.
And that'll do it. Jersey's mine.
So this is the last third of the race. Anyone who is gunning for victory has got to make a move fairly soon.
Only 50 points remain in the competition, and I've got the majority. Now I can turn my attention to the sprint classification, which there are 2 of those coming up here in just a little bit. 12 points available. 2.5 minutes back to the peloton. We left one rider behind. He has not regained contact with us. Chances of the stage very slim, so I think I'm more interested in the 12 points in the sprint classification that are ahead of us. Chinu attacking.
There's an attack in the leading group. Some riders were not giving it their all and sharing the pace. The pace is really hot, so for the moment, we shouldn't see too many attacks.
I have the lead in the points classification. All right. What I need at the moment, though, is I need some energy. We've got a nice little downhill section, and we've opened the gap back up to 3.5 minutes over the field with just 28K to go. But without any energy, I can't just ride on. There you go, back together. We've got a slight chance in this one. Quickly, the gap's back down to 2.5 minutes, though. Chino's definitely hurting. Van Brand has the best chance on the stage at the moment, as he has not put the effort in the way we have. They've pulled back 1 minute in just 9 kilometers. That's not a good sign, considering we have 19 to go.
They obviously don't have anybody in the breakaway group.
Minute 18 now. Get myself water for the rest of this thing. Alright, effort up. Minute gap, 16K to go. Not looking good for us.
We've got 15 kilometers to the finish line.
Might as well try, you know? 47 seconds now. Van Brand Got
The pack is
dropped,
increasing its
just the
work
two
rate.
of us left.
Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
11K to go. Just 15 seconds now over the pack.
The pack is back on level terms with the breakaway group. 10 kilometers remaining.
Our sprinter, the only man left in the group. Peloton, just 60 riders here to the end of this one.
The teammates of the main sprinters are not handing out tickets for a breakaway, so the stage will end up in a mass sprint.
Very well could put me back into the top 25
Falling behind.
in the GC. Actually, with the time bonuses, I'll have 9 seconds worth of time bonuses. This will definitely put me back into the top 25. Got nothing left for the sprint though, so can't do much here. But
5 kilometers remaining.
Little downhill finish. This would suit me, but I've got nothing left in the tank. 3K. Here comes that downhill.
And the final sprint is off. Who's going to be the first to the line today?
Use the sneak. Just get forward as best I can. 52 riders. Fairly small group.
Today the victory goes to
Viviani. He's going to pick up some big points for that, so he'll be into the lead. That's his second stage win. Bush,
the tailenders are
second.
still coming in.
I haven't seen him in the top 3 yet, but you figure he could very well get in the top 3 again on the next one. So I've moved back up to 24th position overall, just inside the top 25. 4th in the points classification, but very much in the mix heading into the last stage. And I've completely wrapped up the KOM. Final stage, in the break, same 4 riders plus Van Gils. Makes a 5-man group. Literally the same group as yesterday, just plus 1 more. It's obvious what teams and what riders were sent into the break. -3 race day conditions, not going to help me out much. KOM's completely wrapped up, so even though there's 4 Category 2 climbs, I have no interest in challenging for those, though I don't want to get dropped by the group if anybody else decides they do want to go for those points. What I do want to go for, however, is the points classification. I sit 4th overall in that one. I could easily move up a little bit. And as I move to the front and we head towards 1K to go, I definitely don't want to drop back here. I want to attack this. And I'm starting to ease off, so let's go ahead and attack now. Max points. Up to 3rd place for the time being. 2 more sprint points to go. Now, after that, I will have every intention of just sitting on and riding for the stage as best I can. Either the time bonuses,
they really are moving.
which will really only move me up about 1 spot, as at 38 seconds, I think there's 22 riders left that never had a time bonus or never lost time. And then there's 1 rider in that no man's land between that group and myself, leaving behind the previous time losers that had all lost a little over a minute, but I've picked up a bunch of bonus seconds that's clawed that back to, half that time. 5K to go here till the next one comes up. I don't have much competition for these sprint points, so that's a good sign. 2K to go, and I'm right on the front, so that'll make this easy. Just gotta make sure I don't drop off. 1K to go. Elbow flick means somebody else wants to go backwards. As in, I want to go backwards and let them take their turn. No, I don't want that. I want the points. Virtual lead. Viviani, though, very likely to take that away.
A symbolic kilometer as we go through the halfway stage of the race.
I'm up on the standings. And at this point, we're looking at no worse than 4th in the points classification. Or thereabouts, anyway. Pace is picking up a little bit.
Some team managers mustn't
Gap's
appreciate
down
the
to
fact
3
that there is a
minutes.
breakaway, given that the pack has
The
increased
only
its
reason
speed.
why I'd continue to work is if it looks like we're going to take the stage. And at a 3-minute gap, that looks highly unlikely. Okay, 1K to go. Is nobody going to challenge this?
The riders are in a portion above 10%.
And I'll lead through if that's what that means. And it is.
The pack is
They know I've got
increasing
it
its
wrapped
work
up,
rate.
so
Some
easily
teams
pick
can't
up
be
the
happy
points
with
there.
the breakaway.
5K to the sprint point. $2K to go. Last one to pick up. Got it. Max points. 10-point lead in the classification.
The breakaway
25
is
for the
not to
stage,
everybody's
right?
liking. The peloton has significantly increased its speed.
There's definitely still a handful of riders who can go above me. Viviani very likely to do so, but a high finish in the classification is still worth something.
There we go. That's 2/3 of the race behind us.
3-minute gap. Go back to rolling through here momentarily because I can go get the freebie points again.
There's a sustained rhythm at the moment. Some riders definitely won't be able to keep up.
Didn't bother. No reason to. 2.5-minute gap. And lots of energy still. 55K to go. Last time getting water. 2 minutes. Stage does not look likely. But with this amount of energy, no reason not to contribute and see what happens. Minute 40. Minute 30. That's
pace
the
is really
finish line
hot,
right
so
there.
for the moment, we shouldn't see too many
Minute
attacks.
20. 27K to go. Minute 05. Peloton's not pushing too hard. Nobody's even been dropped. Gap's under a
There's
minute.
an attack in the leading group. Some riders were not giving it their all in sharing the pace. Only 15
There was the
kilometers
climb
left.
and the finish line again. Okay, I'm going to back off. We're not going to win from the break. Save my energy. Working the peloton.
A couple of teams have set
And go
themselves up
for
as
my
pacemakers for the
best
pack. They
finish at
obviously
the
don't
finish
have
line.
anybody in the breakaway group.
Whatever I can
There's now
muster.
just 10 kilometers left.
Group is starting to thin out finally. I should have sat up a little sooner
The
while I still
riders
had
are
lots of
entering the last
energy.
5 kilometers of the stage.
There you go, 5K to go. I do have that -3, so low stamina resistance. I won't last long on that final climb. 4K to go. Scoot my way forward. So we have this little downhill here. Aerodynamic to get out front. Okay, 500 meters.
There goes the sprint. The strong
Okay,
men
go
are
over the
giving
top
their
first.
all.
We get a little break here. I could get third on this stage. Maybe.
A victory that went right down to
The
the
Brent
wire.
duel, I do get
Wow, he
third.
handled his race
I
well.
think I just won the points classification. I'm going to get 4 bonus seconds as well on the
The
finish
riders
line,
bringing up the
scooting
rear
me
have
up a
made it
little
through
bit further,
sheer
but again, I think
willpower.
it's only going to
This
be
stage
for
was a real strength
23rd. I
effort.
got 13 seconds on the stage, putting me down by 25 overall. Time bonuses, I think the bulk of the field is about 15 behind, something like that. So positionally, it won't matter much, but points classification, that may be enough to keep that jersey, or take that jersey to go with the KOM jersey. Oh,
Now
happy
for the
day.
best moments of the day.
A little attack on the downhill section before the short uphill opened the gap a little bit, and then I saved just enough energy to hang on to the group and not just fall back. These guys were clearly stronger than I was, and I expended a ton of energy in the break. There's no way I was going to win that thing. I certainly didn't play it wrong. I think that was an excellent result. In fact, time gaps. So there's an extra 4 seconds there as gaps were given, even though it was a sprint stage. And look how many riders lost additional time. Even Patty Bevan. Remy Cavagna lost time. Postelberger. We could be up the standings a little bit further, it looks like. All right, let's start with the KOM. I actually still picked up 30 points on the day, not even trying. Comfortably win that classification. Let's go back to stage. Points, 34 on the day, outscoring everybody else. Only 9 ahead of DeVrint. No. Can't be that far off on pronunciation. Anyway, I only gained 9 points on him, but I got 14 or more on everybody else, and I was within 14 of the lead. So I think at worst we're second. 2 points. 2 points. We got the points jersey by 2 points. Oh, yeah. Okay, so KOM points. Let's go to the under 25s next. I was quickest of all under 25s riders. 4 seconds to just 4 riders, and then it opens up from there. I was 6th in this classification. I am now 3rd. 3rd place. Okay. Team, 10th. Stage. All right, here we go. Overall, how far up did we move? Am I still outside of the top 20? I'm certainly not going to be at the top. Nowhere near the top. It's not going to be top 5 or anything like that. But could it be a top 10? Maybe. I'm going to say not likely, but maybe. 11th. On same time as Patty Bevan, who we just mentioned, who lost time on the stage. There's your core right there. That's all that's left of it. 5 riders on that standard time that never lost or gained. Vrint takes the win with that ahead of Duel, so those two get the real bonus. Stand out Van Tricht, Gravitor, those guys all gained time at some point and finished in main group, so there was 9 riders, 4 of them with time bonuses, and these 2 getting the little time advantage on this stage. I'm 1 second away from the top 10. So close. So close. Nice result. Just missed out on the top 10. But points and KOM jerseys, well worth the effort. Worth 61 points to the team. During the race itself, during the 4 stages, they didn't care much. In fact, the most points I got was stage 2, where I did that 25k on the front and then went off and raced, but it was because of the 25k on the front. 3rd on the stage, plus the jerseys, plus 3rd in the young riders, worth 61 points. And now we're just 31 away from leveling up, and we're also close to the end of the month. Calendar-wise, it looks like we might hit the end of the month before we have that next race. So let's go ahead and do the turn of the month and the level up. Transfer season underway, and we level up. And this is one of those levels where we do get the attributes. So let's see, what can we do? Our lowest currently, cobble, recovery. So one of those is going to have to come up. Classics will get us both 3 points total there. All right, so I have two choices. One that comes with 9 points, one that comes with 8 points, but it's the distribution of those. So it's Climber or Barradour. With Barradour, I get an extra point on flat. I get 2 on cobble, where the other one's going to be 1. And I get an extra point on stamina. Now, the cobble is good because it's a necessity right now. It's my lowest, so I need to bring it up. And the stamina is obviously good because I could do a lot more with stamina. It's the most useful for me of those 3 areas. Climber, I'm going to lose those 3 points. I still get 1 for cobble, so I'm meeting the requirement upgrade-wise. I'm going to grab an extra downhill point, which for me is definitely more valuable than the flat point is. And then I'm going to get an extra mountain point. For me, a mountain point is more worthwhile than the extra cobble point. And the stamina point, pretty close. Value-wise, stamina is obviously a good thing. But the ability to climb a little better, hard for me to pass up at this point. That still leaves recovery and cobbles as my lowest ratings, meaning they are the absolute base requirement that I have to level up again next time around. So we could be kind of facing the same situation, but I like the distribution of these 8 points a little bit better. Again, once I get mountain up over 70, I'm going to be a little more competitive in a lot of these obscure races. So we'll go ahead and take that. And my 72 overall, is that going to change? Does not. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We've got races coming up. It looks like the next objective is a month away. I still have a skill point too, so I might as well jump in and do that as we are wrapping this episode up. We've done one for willpower. Charisma. You know, this is actually a good time for that because I haven't gotten that contract yet. So this is a good opportunity to start picking up, banking some points for later on. That's level 19 now. And yeah, still a 72. So the distribution of points so minor that it didn't really make a difference, especially as, you know, I'm just a Barradour. So not exactly a strong rider in any way, shape, or form. But making progress, inch by inch. And that's the whole purpose of this series anyways, right? Looking for the hardest challenge I could possibly muster. And we've certainly found it. But I've found some results. We've had 11 wins, including those 2 classics, which is just awesome that I've managed to do that. We went from 360th in our first season, still managed to score points, which is amazing. 86th last season in the Super Prestige. And this season, somehow, 15th. 15th. Are you kidding me? With those ratings on the hardest difficulty setting, I'm 15th in the whole world. That's crazy. Just ludicrous. I'm a Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.